All right, Boris, what are you up to?
Well, I've got some not potentially really quite nice opals here.
You got a nice polish on it already.
The polish on it's reasonable. I can get better on it, but it was really quite a thick piece. You couldn't see the colour when I first started cutting this.
Yeah.
And it had this white stuff here.
Yeah.
It was right over the top of it. So I have to take all that white off. And when I did, it started to expose all these greens and blues, and there's some reds and oranges down in this end of it. But like a lot of opal, it grew in a fluid environment. It was wet. I won't say it's water because it had silica in it. It was kind of thick silica.
Is that due to where the water table was at the time when it was formed? Is it that sort of thing?
It's to do with the water table. It's to do with how much water's come down through the sandstone above it to fill the cracks up.
Yeah. And so you got a process that you're gonna try with it to.
Yeah, it's got a crack.
Right. Oh, you're on the edge there.
Can you see that there?
Yeah.
Now, I had it up to Jeff because it was a lot thicker. I've had Jeff flatten the back of it on the flat lap.
Oh, yeah, because he's got that.
Because he's got the flat lap, but he's had to flatten it against the flow that way.
Ah, and that's what's opened up the crack.
So it wouldn't crack.
Ah.
So it wouldn't tear the crack off.
And go the one way.
But I can't see any further cracks or crazes inside the opal.
Yeah.
So we've basically only got this crack there. It goes down a little bit that way.
Yeah, I can see.
And it comes to the edge. So the industry's provided a
solution.
A solution, yeah, and it's called Opticon.
I can see it there under the desk.
Yeah.
Fracture sealer.
Fracture sealer. And we've got another one here that's got some fractures in it as well.
This is another piece of Andamooka?
Another piece of Andamooka.
Oh, that's got a nice blue flash to
it. It's got blue and green. It's got a little crack across there.
Yeah.
And a couple of internals that I don't think fracture sealing will fix.
Because they're not surfacing.
They don't come to the surface. I can't get the fluid into it.
So with 2 to do, that's reason to give it a go.
Give it a go.
You let them pile up for a bit and get a couple going together because we don't like playing with chemicals that much.
No.
So it's sort of a last resort. And this is the stuff. We'll just show you what we got.
Opticon.
So this is a very viscous, absolutely clear UV stable resin that's used by opticians when they're making lenses and bifocals and setting glass in frames and things like that.
It is a 2-part resin, but at this stage,
let's get these windows open. We'll get these windows open over here. Get some airflow going. Liquid plastic's not fun on your lungs.
No, it's smelly stuff.
I suppose you only need a very little bit, don't you?
Oh, I don't need very much.
Like less than a 5-cent piece. That's a neat trick, mixing it in the lid.
Oh, I'm not mixing.
Oh, okay.
I'm not mixing at this stage, but it's just easy
okay, so
for
this
me.
is the process. You
it's easy for me to get on. Oh, yeah. You can see the crack there now.
Yeah.
I'll paint this on.
Yeah. And it'll wick its way into the crack.
And it'll wick its way.
Actually, that crack's almost gone just with that.
Oh, no, I can still see it.
I see.
And I'll leave it sitting there. I'm going to put it out in the sun for it to really warm up.
So this is the first part of the resin.
This is to get the... Oh, look, that's nearly sealed that immediately. That'll work, that one.
Yeah.
That will work.
Is this the same sort of resin that they use when they make doublets? You could do, I guess. But...
Yeah. You could use it as a sealer for doublets. But one of the other things that you use it for is the Andamooka concrete.
Yep.
Or matrix opal.
Yeah.
Because once you've treated that, you got the colour and everything, but you can't polish it. It's got micro holes all across the surface.
The whole thing's porous, isn't it? So,
So
they put a coating of this on it.
You put a coating of this, mix it A and B, put a coating over the top of it, and then wipe it off with a tissue.
And it's only micro thin, isn't it? It's not like a lens.
And so that you've then got to polish the stone again to get the resin off the surface, but it stays in the holes.
Yeah, it fills everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the Andamooka that's been coming onto the market lately has had some great colour. Like they've really honed their practices.
Oh, I wonder.
Yeah, you're going to try
Let's
it
have a
on
look at
a bit of boulder?
Let's see what it does. Brings the colour up or not.
Yeah. What about that little bit of gold flash in the corner?
Yeah, it has. There's colour flash in here. I was looking at it yesterday, going to try and cut it up. But I think
Specimen.
I'll wipe this stuff off later, but it's going to give me a better look at.
Where the actual trace is.
I'm going to have to cut it that way, Jimmy.
I think so.
Get 2 stones out of it. There's a lot of colour in here.
Look at the green.
Yeah. Green, blue, red, yellow.
Give us the close up. Just flick it back towards you so you get the...
Colour down in here. Lines of green.
A patch of sort of, they call it almost like a spiderweb pattern.
Now these, what I'm going to do, because I don't want them to
Go off
dry
that.
out too much.
Yeah. Bit of foil. Preserve the atmosphere.
Stop them drying out, help them heat up a little bit, and allow them to...
Helps the resin penetrate everywhere it has to. Is that?
Helps the resin penetrate, yeah.
Because I was going to say that's the one. That's the first part.
Look
When
at
do you?
the,
When
look
do you?
at the colour
when-
of this
it's
with
already
the
changed.
silver underneath it.
Yeah.
See
It's
that
going to be great
iron? Yeah, that'll
in a
be...
setting.
Yep.
Look at the reds and crimsons coming out.
Yep.
You don't see that orange colour very often.
No.
When does the second part get added?
I'll leave this for a couple of days now, Jim.
Like that, and then add it. You add the second part like 2 days later.
Yeah, then I'll make up a mixture of this with
Hardener in it.
With the hardener in it.
And that catalyses through the rest of it.
It catalyses the rest of it, yeah.
Well, that's a great technique. Well, stay tuned. We might get the second bit on film. We may not. We'll see how we go. But that's how Boris does fracture, sealing, and healing of the surface of some of the opals that he gets to cut. So thanks, Boris. Good stuff.